A hunter's pride that would ordinarily seal their place in their circle of cultural influence, culminating in the death of nature's endangered king. In this case, the big cats finding themselves under growing pressure as one of Kenya's fastest growing urban establishments creeps onto migration routes. The retaliatory killing of 6 lions further denting Kenya's rapidly diminishing stock of an estimated 2,000 lions. However, according to the residents, there was no other choice. The carnivores had invaded a pen, prowled and mauled their livestock at stroke of midnight.
The first action tulichukua tuliita wildlife. Wakafika saa 8. When walifika saa 8, we sit down to agree after 5 hours we should take action.
The Wildlife Conservation Authority says it had dispatched rangers and a veterinary capture team, but while the search was on, the lions were killed by the mob.
Kwa sababu sisi ni wafugaji, itakuwa ngumu sana tukae mpaka dakika ya mwisho simba ikule mifugo yetu mpaka mwisho.
So tulikuwa tumesurround compound na magari. Watu wengi walikuwa naua. We didn't count because I think it was everybody. Yeah, tuliua na mkuki na njora.
Hours later, and the owner of the livestock, Damaris Kingangi, would open for us her near-empty pen. Only a wounded goat was spared in the ordeal.
Mimi naona nataka kuilia saa hii shauri ya ng'ombe yangu. Nasikia uchungu sana, uchungu. Sisi sasa mara ya 3. Na napatia 2,000 ya mbuzi ya nini? Alafu ya ng'ombe 5,000 ya nini?
Such cries of discontentment echo through this village, residents having reported at least 40 cases of wildlife predation in the last month alone. Nairobi National Park is only partially fenced off to allow animals to move around and migrate.
Sisi hatutaki sasa consolation, tunataka compensation.
Before the year 2006, compensation for injury was pegged at about 15,000 shillings and consolation for death 30,000 shillings. It was then increased to 50,000 shillings for injury and up to 200,000 shillings for death. A bill drafted in 2007 seeks to increase the figure to 1 million shillings for death and have property such as crops incorporated into the compensation package.
Then the other thing also the legislation is bringing is to up the punishment to economic crime. So from a misdemeanor to an economic crime. So we believe that people then will treat these animals more kindly, and in the event that the animal destroys your property, the state will compensate.
Kenya has been losing 100 lions a year for the better part of the last decade, leaving the country with just 2,000 of its famous big cats, according to KWS, which is warning that the country may have no wild lions at all in 20 years.
For them to have taken the law in their own hands, that's a criminal act, and we will punish appropriately those criminals. We are saying that every member of the public must own this wildlife. This wildlife is increasing and the human population is increasing.
Conservationists warn of growing likelihood of closer interaction between humans and wildlife if the problem is not managed in a sustainable manner. Salim Bilu, Citizen Live at 9.